IW just released the first major update for Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. We're going to go through all of the important changes plus some more stuff in this video. Quick reminder, still doing that MW2 giveaway, announcing that winner tomorrow. Be sure to enter, links down below. And that's pretty much it. Let's get into the info here. First up, on enemy visibility, we have added diamond icons above the heads of enemies. Finally, some type of name tag there. I guess not exactly a name tag, but it is something, so I appreciate them for doing that. This should make it easier for players to clearly identify opponents in the game. Additionally, we've continued to tweak lighting and contrast for improved enemy visibility. So visibility was a pretty big issue back in this beta. Of course, we wanted the traditional name tags there, although I got a lot of comments from you guys saying that you didn't want the name tags to return. And in Vanguard, if you remember that beta, it was actually super OP, where you would aim through a wall that you couldn't shoot through, but you would still see the name tag through the wall. I mean, there are some crazy glitches there. So in Vanguard, with the name tags, it was a bit too broken, a bit too OP. But for MW2, they completely reversed it. So at least with the diamond icons here above the heads of enemies, it seems like a good middle ground. We'll see how that is tomorrow when we get to play the game. But for audio here, we've shortened the overall range of footstep audio, which will allow enemy players to get closer to targets before they're able to detect footsteps. We have also continued to tweak teammate footstep audio, which will now be quieter following feedback from the beta. That's a huge one there. My teammates were so loud. I always thought there was an enemy behind me, next to me, and it was just my teammate. And they also said as well they would differentiate the sounds. So a teammate sound would sound completely different and distinct from an enemy sound. I don't know if they're still doing that. We'll see very soon. But another audio update here. The in-world activation sound effect volume range for the Dead Silence Field upgrade has been drastically decreased. Also pretty interesting as well. For third person here, following feedback from the beta, aiming down sights will now stay in third person POV for low zoom optics. Only high zoom optics, beginning with the ACOG and higher, and special optics such as the hybrids and thermals, will revert to first person POV. We believe this will enhance the third person experience while keeping the gameplay balanced. The feedback on this mode has been very positive, and we will continue to explore its use as a modifier. So overall, I love this change. This is exactly what I wanted them to do. I was talking about this in my beta live streams. I mentioned this in a video, and they're doing it here. So I'm hyped to check it out here, although I saw a lot of comments from you guys saying that you didn't like this change here, and you liked how it was in the beta where you went to first person every time you got a kill. I just didn't like it. It didn't make sense to me. When I played third-person shooters, I kind of want to stay in that third-person zone. I feel like it's not as smooth when you're in third person and you're constantly switching back to first person every single kill you get. But maybe they'll find a middle ground to where both types of features will be in the game. So there'll be one playlist with third person, fully third person, and then the other one with a mixture of third and first person like it was in the beta. Maybe they'll do that. We'll see very soon. But let me know your opinions on that, of course. For weapons here, we have continued to tweak weapons across the game following both feedback from beta players and game data. Players can expect more specifics on weapon tuning as we continue to support post-launch. So the first big weapons update, I'll of course be covering on the channel. That's going to be so in-depth, nerfs, buffs everywhere. So we'll probably get that the first week or so of this game. For UI here, we have been working hard on numerous updates to our UI that make accessing and customizing your loadout more seamless. We've made improvements to navigation of menus and will continue to optimize our UX. So there are some images of that we'll take a look at in a second, but it's a lot better, more like classical Call of Duty, a lot less horizontal like it was in the beta, so that's good there. For movement here, we have slide, ledge hang, and dive have been further refined. We've also addressed some movement exploits following the beta, which probably is some stuff about bunny hopping, because bunny hopping has officially been nerfed. I'll probably have a separate video about that very soon. It seems like they really want this movement system to be super classical. No slide canceling, bunny hopping, and none of that stuff is in the game. And I think by refined, they mean by make it less broken. Although we'll see tomorrow when we play the game what they mean by that. Every movement system change they've been making is bringing it more towards a classical style of COD, which is cool to see, honestly. So I'm excited to see how that's going to impact the actual gameplay of this MP. For matchmaking here, we have implemented some changes that aim to reduce lobby disbandment between matches. We look forward to testing this at a large scale and getting feedback. So another big one there, people were saying, you know, disbanding lobbies after every game is so annoying. In the beta, the second weekend of the beta actually, it got a lot better. I was staying in the game with the same people for 3 to 4 games even, and then it would finally cut off. That's fine by me, but, you know, obviously they do it on a case-by-case basis. I don't know what the algorithm is, but the goal here is probably to make it happen less often and not after every single game. But again, we'll see how that's implemented in the MP tomorrow. But now let's talk further about these gameplay changes here for multiplayer. The first one is this new multiplayer menu, which is more similar to something we saw in previous Call of Duties. Fire stuff here. I thought the menu from the beta was so confusing and very horizontal for no reason. Why was it so horizontal? And obviously, if you saw my previous videos, you saw any leak video, you would know that apparently a former Hulu designer actually was working on the MW2 user interface. And if you look at Hulu, it has that same type of MW2 beta design. So they just brought that influence over, and it just didn't make sense with Call of Duty. It was cool, it was sleek, but it just didn't make sense with this game. So having a more Call of Duty-esque main menu for multiplayer like we see here definitely makes a lot more sense here. So great stuff here. We also have some discussion and frustration from Exclusive Ace here on some of the new MP updates for this game. The activation sound for Dead Silence has been drastically decreased, as we previously said. Why does this exist at all? Should your portable radar also ping you for the enemy team on the minimap when you're near it? Should the trophy system deal some of the damage from a blocked item to the user? Kind of funny point here, but he makes a bit of sense. And the Ghost Pope said they saw the high usage rate of Dead Silence in MW19 and thought head-on nerfing it with MW2 would solve the usage rate of it, instead of realizing the ultimate reasons for why the usage rate was so high, which is there's no ninja perk. I don't know about that, but obviously they want to make their changes for specific reasons. We don't know for sure what IW's true intentions are behind, you know, Dead Silence being a field upgrade and no ninja perk, all of this different stuff. But, you know, Exclusive Ace makes a good point here. Like, it is kind of weird for this to be the case when it doesn't happen with other field upgrades in this game. You're not getting penalized for that type of stuff, but you are with Dead Silence. Kind of weird there. So obviously we talked about this in previous videos. Dead Silence is one of those weird topics, and footstep audio as well. And also the big one, which I know some people are saying I was complaining. I mean, I'm going to enjoy this game regardless. I'm super hyped for it, but with the mini-map, with the red dots on the mini-map situation, I just never fully understood what the full point of that was. I know a lot of you guys were telling me in the comment section that you don't want it to be a, you know, red dot simulator where you're just looking and staring at your mini-map. And I was watching an Optic Scumpy video, and he was kind of saying, not about the MW2 beta, but about a different Call of Duty. He was playing the game, and he was just like, yeah, I was staring at the minimap the whole time. I was staring at the red dots trying to get my kill streak. And I kind of understood where people were coming from. But at the same time, when you're playing Call of Duty, I mean, I'm looking at the minimap, I'm looking in front of me, I'm doing both. Maybe I'm just playing a bit more balanced than other people, but I liked that feature. I liked that classical style of Call of Duty MP, and for them to get rid of that, it's just very weird for me without a true reason. But maybe I'm in the minority there. Let me know down below your opinions on that. Overall, though, despite some weird little changes I may not fully agree with, I mean, for the most part, this game looks like a ton of fun. I'm loving the new camo systems as well. The grind's gonna be so much better, so much more rewarding and easier to do and fun. The maps look sick. The gunplay is smooth. The movement's pretty good as well. Like, a lot of this is looking pretty good, so I'm down for change too. You know, the minimap thing is weird for me, but it's definitely something I'll get used to. Not a big deal whatsoever. I'm still going to be enjoying the game, having a ton of fun, so let me know down below your opinions on this first update here. Of course, they're going to have bigger and bigger updates. I think the first week and 2 weeks into this game, we're going to have pretty big milestone updates. Usually at the beginning of a new Call of Duty, we have a little grace period of a week where weapons are super overpowered, super underpowered, and as we get closer to, you know, around Christmas time, they start to figure out what guns they need to start nerfing and buffing, and the game becomes a little more balanced. So we'll see how that works, but at the launch of the game, it's going to be crazy. We're going to be looking for all of the crazy OP weapons and doing all that stuff. It's going to be a ton of fun. Again, stream tomorrow. We're going to be streaming this game early tomorrow at around 9:30 a.m. Eastern, so get ready for that. Also, quick reminder, be sure to check out my partner, Apex Gaming PCs, 15% off with code MATTERS. The entire PC, 15% off, a pretty big deal there. Links are down below if you're interested in getting a PC. But that's it for this video. Be sure to subscribe for more MW2, Warzone 2, news update videos like this. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.